It's Adrian Bowe, Super Coach, CEO for Adrian Bowe Auctions and Training, and also Chief Auctioneer for Ray White Quakers Hill, the Teslon Group. I'm coming to you with my weekly auction wrap, and it is the weekend of the 5th and 6th of July. Tomorrow, huge day, interest rate announcement, cash rate from the Reserve Bank. What are the predictions? Current cash rate is sitting at 3.85%. Now, what are the experts saying? Commonwealth Bank are predicting 25 basis points tomorrow, then also in August, and that will be bringing the cash rate down to 3.35% by the end of 2025. NAB, also highly revered within the finance and banking markets, and that's also predicting a 25 basis point reduction in July, being tomorrow, and then also in August and also in November, bringing the cash rate down to 3.1%. That's going to make things very interesting for the marketplace, bringing retail rates definitely something with a 5 in front of it. So stay tuned. This will be a really interesting space to watch. Obviously, supply and demand dictate markets, but as does interest rates, given we haven't seen any reductions in over 4 years, and we've already had 2, and it seems like many more to come. Right. The national auction numbers this week for Australia were 1,797 auctions throughout the nation, and this was led by Sydney being 771, and also led by Melbourne being 962 auctions, and then coming in at third was Brisbane at 141 auctions. Now, last week nationally we saw a clearance rate of 67.9%. I've got to tell you, that's really creeping up. I've kept an eye on this all calendar year. It was averaging around that sort of 63%, and then it dipped down to around the high 50s. Then we started to see 65, but 67.9% is extremely encouraging, and I do feel that that gap is closing between vendors' expectations and buyers' sentiment and budget, and also their borrowing capacity due to those interest rates that continue to come down. And obviously low stock levels as well is fueling all of that. Now, my favorite metric, as everyone knows, is that Home Value Index issued by CoreLogic every month, which is the Dow Jones of real estate. Effectively, what it does is provide us not just clearance rates, but it provides us the total value of residential real estate in the country. It's incredible how CoreLogic can produce this data based on valuations, sale prices, algorithms, and it's an incredible repository of information there that CoreLogic that produce. Now, in the month of June, we saw a national aggregate of an increase in residential prices of 0.6%. Outstanding. Now, that's the 5th month in a row that we have seen growth in this nation. So any agents that are talking to buyers and sellers are saying that, well, the market's not great, well, objectively, that is incorrect, because we have seen 5 months of growth throughout the nation in pricing. And as incremental as 0.6% seems, that's an aggregate throughout the country, and that's extremely encouraging, especially coming off the back of a 0.3% dip anywhere from November 2024 all the way through to January 2025. Also, the rental Home Value Index did increase in June by 1.3%. Terrific for investors. And I must say, with an environment now of some incredible litany of positive metrics, which you must be able to interpret and deliver with gravitas and confidence to all buyers and sellers, is we've got reducing rates, we've got increased confidence, we've got a reduction in supply, and also, most importantly, we've got a tight labour market, meaning there's more jobs than there are people applying. So incredible metrics there for you to have dialogue in the lounge rooms and also at open for inspections. Now, coming back to my weekend of auctions, being the chief auctioneer of Ray White, the Teslon Group, Quakers Hill, an incredible business, burgeoning in growth, both in terms of retention, recruitment, productivity, increasing in terms of their numbers of leases, numbers of properties under management, number of sales. They finished off the financial year with all-time records. It's incredible to see Josh Teslon and his team, with Josh at the helm, driving this outstanding business at the young age of 30, incredibly riding on his own around $10 million, and then the office doing a lot more of that in GCI, an incredible portfolio of properties under management. An outstanding individual, and it doesn't come by chance, let me tell you. His team, Josh, Ben, Marin, Sam, now the twins, now Gilshan, we're just growing and growing and growing, and terrific in terms of their buyer work, vendor communication, prospecting, lead generation, attraction agent, attraction office, and certainly it's a pleasure being their auctioneer, being able to speak to the vendors the week leading into the auction, and then having that connection and symbiotic relationship on the day, and obviously me rolling my sleeves up and help putting the deals together and talking to buyers, and I'm very fortunate to have that 35 years experience and support Josh on a very busy day every weekend, where we're doing anywhere from 5 to 12 auctions every weekend, sometimes up to 20 over the 2 days. Incredible. So for the first auction I called was actually for Sam Yazdi, the Persian prince, the great man there, and that was on Saturday the 5th of July, and I believe that Channel 9 News might be showing that tonight, Monday night, on 6 o'clock news. They were there, they interviewed Sam and myself, so unless it ended up on the editing cutting floor, it will show tonight. Now, what an auction. 15 Elizabeth Street, Riverstone. 22 registered parties. If that's not outstanding buyer work and outstanding vendor management, then nothing is. Sold well over reserve price for $1,351,000, 20 metre frontage, development potential, freestanding home. Sam and his team have done an outstanding job, and since joining Josh's business has 10x'd his business, and he's an outstanding human being as well. Then I conducted 3 auctions for Josh on Sunday the 6th of July. One of them was number Townhome 2 at 25 Stanbury Place in Josh's core market of Quakers Hill there, selling for $920,000 with 6 registered bidders. Now, this is a brand new complex record, and terrific there for the owners, and a lovely buyer there as well who managed to secure that property. Then we went on to 1A Morrell Crescent, also in the core market of Quakers Hill, and that was a freestanding home corner block, sold for $1,070,000, well above the reserve, 7 registrations, terrific outcome for all parties involved. Then I headed off to 31 Dermot Street in Hassel Grove for Josh and his team as well, and terrific and outstanding outcome there with 7 registered parties, and that was a freestanding family home. The owners were over the moon with a sale price well above the reserve of $1,070,000. It allows everyone to move forward with the next stage of their life. Then, as you know, I've had to recruit a second auctioneer, and the only person I trust for Josh's office is Elliot Shoebridge, the great man, Shuey, and he conducted 2 terrific auctions there for the rest of the team. One of them was number 68 Emily Street, Mount Druitt, by the great man, terrific agent, certainly getting some terrific runs on the board, Ronald Ramirez. Good for you, Ronald, selling that property for $1,250,000, well above the reserve. Terrific outcome there, 6 registrations, original condition home on 1,000 square metres. So terrific outcome, Elliot and Ronald, well done. Then Elliot went on to number 3, which is at 23 Methven Street, also in Mount Druitt, for Jojo Kendall, also another emerging agent there within the Teslon group. Tattoo as his nickname there, and sold with 4 registrations, 550,000, a 3-bedroom apartment with double parking. So I'll be back at you next week. Outstanding to see you here today, and live with virtue, and God bless.